Hey friends, Peggy Hall here from thehealthyamerican.org, coming to you on my birthday. This is August 31st. It is 2022. Thank you to everyone who has been on board with me since day one, pushing back this growing tidal wave of tyranny, and we are making positive waves of change. The message that I have for you today is 31 ways that you can live in liberty. I have been living in liberty since this entire thing started. I have made choices, some hard choices, some difficult choices. It has not been easy, but I am still standing. So my birthday day is 31, and I decided to celebrate that with you with 31 ways. Keep track of the count, will you, just in case I messed up and missed something. But the number one way that I like to live in liberty is I focus on the positive. So that means throughout my day, even if things are going tough, especially when things are going tough. And I hear from thousands of you on a daily basis with all of your hardships and troubling situations, and it literally requires me to pray and to focus on the positive. And one positive outcome from all of this is that many people are really valuing their life. They are valuing their choices and their family, their health. There are so many good things, believe it or not, that have come out of all of this hardship. And I know many of you have lost loved ones, you've lost jobs, you've had to move, you've been psychologically weary through all of the hogwash that the evildoers are sloshing all over us, which is why it's even more important to focus on the positive. I'm grateful that I woke up this morning, that I have my vision, that I have electricity and a computer where I can film these videos, and I'm grateful for you. Let me know in a comment below, what is something positive that you can celebrate today? Number two, I would like you, well, here's what I did, and this is how I live in liberty. Today, I contacted someone that I had not been in touch with in many months because of our different perspectives on freedom and civil rights and all of that. And I sent a little photo from a birthday that we had celebrated, my birthday that we had celebrated when I was 14 years old. And I sent this, I texted it to my friend with a little note, and I had texted her on her birthday. I texted her over Christmas, and bit by bit, I believe that the ice is thawing, and I never want to completely eliminate anyone from my life. So contact someone today, would you, that maybe has fallen by the wayside, that you've had friction with. It may be a close family member, it may be a coworker, it may be someone from your church or what have you. Reach out to them with a word of encouragement. This is not the time, in my view, to have these conversations. She believes one thing, I look at things differently, but I want to keep that relationship going. I don't want to cut it out completely. These are in no particular order. I probably should have put this number one, and that is to honor God. I seek to honor God in all I do. I sent out a newsletter today, and I included Psalm 16:11, and basically it says, "Show me the way, Lord, and I will walk in it, because in your path is fullness of joy." I'm paraphrasing, but it is a psalm that reminds me to rely on God, that He sees the big picture that I don't see. He has been faithful and good all this time, and if I can't rely on God, who can I rely on? So that's something that I seek to do. I fall short. I'm human. I have my my fails, yes, and my frailties, and I still seek to honor God in all I do. And if I fall short, I let that instruct me in the future. It's very important, number four, to face reality. And that means living in what is, not some make-believe. And a lot of people are living in the make-believe. They want to believe that what's going on is what they're told, and they're really not willing to face the reality. Some people don't face reality just in terms of, like, they don't want to open up a bill that came in the mail. And I got a letter from the IRS the other day, and I'm like, oh, this probably means I owe more money. And I thought, wait a minute, maybe they're telling me I'm getting a refund. So it was neither. They just said that they received some kind of document that I sent. But many people will put that off, and then they will not face the reality of what is required in their life. It's actually easier to face the reality than to run from it. And that includes, number five, keep digging. When you dig deeper, you actually will be more empowered rather than just fall prey to whatever somebody's emailing you. Even what I'm saying, even the videos I share, I want you to dig deeper. It's so common for some lovely, healthy Americans to email me a link to a story saying, guess what? The Supreme Court said XYZ. And when I dig deeper, it's like the Supreme Court never said that. There's no ruling on that. There's another one going around about a criminal investigation for the cooties cure in Sonoma County. I debunked that back in February. And I appreciate people being engaged and enthusiastic about good news, but for heaven's sakes, dig deeper. All it took for me was a phone call to the sheriff's office for them to say, we're not doing a criminal investigation. So why not dig deeper before you send on all of the information? And that way we can make sure that we're focusing on, again, the reality. All right, so I believe that was number 5. Number 6, live in truth. Just like facing reality, live in truth. There is truth and there is deception. I endeavor to always tell the truth. I do it with truth in love, but it is so much easier to just be truthful and to live in truth and to honor God's truth, of course, is the source of all truth. But there may be something that, for example, is true for you. I don't drink. I don't gamble. I don't like to go to Las Vegas. That is my truth. And I am going to, it ties in with boundaries that I'm going to talk about in a moment. But those are truths that I live my life by, and I'm going to live in that truth. And I'm not going to sway from that just because of someone else or society wants me to do it. So understand what is God's truth, what is your truth that flows from that, and then live in truth. So one of the problems with our society is people living in contrast and in conflict with reality. For example, and I've had these conversations before with my lovely healthy Americans that have chosen to express their gender other than how they were born. And it's like, well, that, that's really not facing the truth of your, I'm getting off track here. I just encourage people to live in truth. That will be a conversation for another day. All right. The other thing that you can do to live in liberty is to subscribe to this channel right now, YouTube, The Healthy American. So hit that subscribe button, hit that little bell notification. Maybe double check that you are subscribed, because I know YouTube is always unsubscribing people. And for heaven's sakes, please and thank you for sharing this channel with others. I know that you do already. I'd like you to subscribe to the newsletter. Let me show you where that is. That is over at type in the THE Healthy American, it's singular.org. You can see it. You can sign up right here on the homepage, or you can click on newsletter. And when you click there, you can also get all of the past newsletters. It's basically like our blog. So you can read everything that I've been doing for the last 2.5 years. There's tons of good info there if you would like to go back in time and take a look there. I also would like you to, the next thing you can do is subscribe to peggyhall.tv. Now, this is a private channel. It is a subscription channel, and for some reason, my internet's a little slow here. So you can sign up here and you get all of my videos with the ads removed. Plus you get additional videos that are not aired elsewhere, like all of my public speaking events. You get all of Pastor David's sermons. You get other videos that I'm highlighting that are really too hot for the public channel to handle. Again, all of my videos that are airing here on YouTube are also here at peggyhall.tv, but you've got the ads removed, and so that is my thank you to you. So that's another way to live in liberty and to stay up to date. I think that was 6, 7, 8, 9. Keep track, would you please? Okay, number 10. I think it's a great idea to attend some sort of meeting, a school board meeting, a city hall meeting, not specifically that you are going to sway these public serpents, but so that you can meet other people. It's a great place to meet other people. You also feel empowered. You are educating the public serpents who probably aren't paying attention. When I go to these board meetings, I really get my comments ready so that the people that are there with me, my other healthy Americans, and those individuals in the community, so that they can hear what I'm saying and they can be encouraged and inspired and empowered and educated by my speech or my testimony. I really doubt that those public serpents care too much. That's why I'm suing them. Hey, that's another one. You can support my lawsuit. I'll toss that in as an extra one, maybe 10A. Maybe I have that down later on my list of 31. I am suing the public serpents. It's a very important lawsuit because it's not about ending the emergency. It's about applying the law even in an emergency. I want a court to rule that these public agencies and agents are required to follow the law even in an emergency. For those of you that are confused, thinking that an emergency order suspends the law and that a governor can do whatever he wants during an emergency, please watch my video called No Governor Can Make a Law. It's the top playing video on this channel, close to 300,000 views. So please take a look at that. And in fact, all of the videos on my playlist there. All right. I would love for you, another way to live in liberty is to simply share this video. You can share this video or other videos that you have. Thank you to everyone that emails videos for me to review over at support@thehealthyamerican.org. I count on you, as many of my top-notch researchers, to bring me up to date on stories and tips and trends and that you would like me to cover in future videos. I do restrict my commentary to breaking news. I do talk about what's going on in the government and in California and all of the states. I talk about religious rights. I talk about civil rights. I talk about human rights. I pretty much don't talk about like Ukraine and Biden other than some of the emergency orders that he's doing. There are certain topics that I do cover, like abortion and other human rights issues, but things like well, there are some things that people are sending me about, elections and other stuff. There are so many wonderful people covering that. So many people, doctors and scientists that are covering all of the ingredients in the cooties cure and all, the VAERS report and other things that are going on. I don't really cover the science and the medicine because in my view, even if it worked, I'm still not going to do it. Even if it worked, they still can't force me. So that's not something that I give a lot of time to. So if you're saying to yourself, Peggy, I've sent you a lot of videos about, that people dropping like flies and all of this and that. It may be that that's not an area currently that I'm covering, but I might in the future. I do talk a lot about getting your kids out of the public government schools. So take a look at my playlist and you'll see pretty much where I focus. All right, so that was, let's see, I think we're on number 12. I would like you to improve your critical thinking skills. That's number 12, how you can live in liberty. And I've had some videos here where I bring breaking news, and I like to analyze breaking news from a critical point of view. And what that means is not criticizing it. Critical thinking means being an analyst, digging deeper, reading between the lines, looking at the definitions of words, looking at what was said, what was not said, looking specifically at different signs and symbols and timing. I do a lot of that on breaking news. So I've talked about the fires, I've talked about the bang bang, shoot 'em up orchestrated events. I've talked about different assassinations and things. And then we use that, not so much that I care about the breaking news or that story, but I use it as an example to dig deeper and read between the lines. So stick with me. I love that. It's one of my favorite things to do. Many of you have asked me to do more classes and videos actually on critical thinking and logic and fallacies of logic. So we'll be doing more of that coming up. And that really goes along with, I'd like you to read between the lines, really read between the lines. Some, again, not maybe you, but other healthy Americans have sent me links of things to sign. And when I read it, it's like, did you actually read this? Because if you read it and you read, but maybe not even read between the lines, but if you read it carefully, you will see that what they're purporting and what they're promoting is actually in opposition to what you believe or what I believe, if you believe in freedom. So there was something called the Great Barrington Declaration, which when you read closer, they said one of the downsides of the shutdowns of the pandemic is that fewer children got their yearly shots. I'm like, how is that a downside? So you have to read deeper. There are a lot of people that are out there that are talking about, maybe even 80%, maybe even 90 or 95% truth, and then they'll sneak in all of the other stuff that they're trying to reel you in, and some people, not you because you're too smart, but some people fall for it hook, line, and sinker. So read between the lines. Number 14, get out of the spin cycle. I endeavor here on this channel, and so many of you have told me that the reason why you love the Healthy American is because I offer solutions. I'm offering 31 right now. I'm not putting you in the spin cycle, spinning you around and hanging you out to dry. high, where you feel worst. Yes, that's the way I like to say it, because worst is worse than worse. I don't want you to feel worst after you watch my videos than when before you watch them. And there are some very popular people out there that are doing daily videos that are really giving you the sky is falling. And I'm like, you've been telling me the sky is falling for a long time and it hasn't fallen yet. And there, again, there may be some truth, but I want to give solutions. So let's always focus on what can be done about this. All right, the sky is falling. Now what? You want me to stay in a corner and crumble and go into a panic attack? Or do you want me to stand up, pull my shoulders back, dust myself off and say, where am I going to go with this? So that's what I'm here for. I want you to get out of the spin cycle. If you find that you are spinning and you're watching, 3 hours of commentary that's making you feel worse, you've got to watch 6 hours of commentary of mine to outweigh all of the negativity. That's your homework assignment, should you choose to accept it. All right. Number 15, I want you to join me in person. We've got an event coming up. It is our beach church, and this is the first Sunday of every month. And let me take you right on over there. My lovely Olivia created this. Let me share my screen. She created a very festive flyer. So we're going to hop right on over to events. I do need to update this because I have some events coming in September, but right now it's, September 4th. I will update it with a couple of events I have mid to late September for other in-person events in California. So here we go, North Beach, San Clemente. I've had people come. I have a lovely Healthy American that drives out every month from Arizona. I've had people from Utah, from Nevada, from Northern California, from Texas, from Tennessee, from all over the country. Now, granted, they may have been on a vacation or planning a vacation, but they did come to Beach Church. This is a special one. We do celebrate my birthday the first Sunday in September. Today's my birthday, and this is the closest beach church. And we all go out for a meal together. You'll have a wonderful sermon from my husband, Pastor David. We have Pastor Paul that speaks about political events and current events. And then I don't preach, but I do give some uplifting words of encouragement. And here you go. We recommend that you do bring a beach chair and shade. It is pretty hot out there. Water, a towel if you like. You'll see us north of the Lifeguard Tower. So come on out and see me. I love, 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 love sharing healthy hugs with my healthy Americans. There's nothing better in my book. I want to make sure, number 16, that you are prepared, that you have your emergency food supply. Now, I do have a sponsor, which is preparewithpeggy.com. Very easy to remember, preparewithpeggy.com. We buy these kits of food that will last you for, the shelf life is 25 years. It's grab and go. It's in a plastic bucket. I do have a lot of other food that I have prepared over and compiled over the years, my pasta, pasta sauces, my canned foods and all of that. But if there's an emergency, I'm not gonna have time to grab all that and put it in a bin. This is a grab and go. So in some manner, get yourself prepared with food and water, and that's an easy way to go, preparewithpeggy.com. Okay, I wanted to let you know another action. If you'd like to send me a card, I love getting cards from my Healthy Americans. I have so many that are just, oh my gosh, I have a whole table full, a bin full of cards and letters that are flooding in, and I love hearing from you. So that I will have the description for in the description box below. Some of you are sending letters where you need help. Please give me some time to respond to those because we are inundated. I will let you know. I'm going to give you a little sneak peek. I am going to be hiring a personal assistant, an in-person personal assistant. You need to live in or be able to work in South Orange County. So get on the newsletter to find out about that, and I will have that information available because I need someone to help address the envelope, stamp the envelopes, take them to the post office, go to the post office, pick up the mail, and other really fun things that help support my work here at the Healthy American. So if you are a self-starter, if you have a car, if you can drive, if you want to do something that makes a difference, then I would love to have you join me as a personal assistant. It's going to be a very interesting interview process. Get on the newsletter, free newsletter, and I'll tell you all about it. All right. I already asked you about supporting the lawsuit. I think that was number 19, because I'm suing the public serpents to uphold the law. This is a costly lawsuit. I will pay it no matter what. Many of you have sent me a few dollars. I'm so grateful for that. Listen, if you don't have a dollar, please do not send me. I do not want you to support me if it's a hardship. I want your prayers, and I want your encouragement, and I want you to follow along. The hearing is on September 22nd, and that is when we are going to hear from the judge if he's going to issue this writ of mandate. How do you like that word? It's the only time I use it is the correct way, when it is issued from a court. Only a court can issue a mandate. Your employer can't, the government can't, only a judge. I've done lots of videos called Don't Call It a Mandate and Mandates No More. So if you're interested, please watch that. The other thing I'd love, for those of you that are supporting me, if you would love to become a monthly supporter. That is so very helpful for me. That is also over at the Healthy American, and many of you have asked, and that is why I am sharing. I normally don't like to mention the donation part, but some of you were asking, so here we go. Right on the home page, I have a video about the lawsuit update, and right here is where you can go and you can choose monthly if you like, and you can put in $5 if that's something that works for you. It is my commitment to continue to bring you these educational videos. I am never going to stop fighting. I am marching this all the way to heaven. And if you are able to help me, God bless you. If not, the prayers will be just fine. Thank you, everyone who is a Healthy American monthly supporter. All right, the next thing I want is for you, that I would offer, is for you to connect with others. Many of you do that right here on the YouTube channel during our live chats. I love the live chats. I love that you're connecting. I've seen some of you take these conversations offline and stay connected. And that is why I also recommend going to the in-person events, the school board meetings, and so forth, because that is a chance for you to meet other people. When you go, I want you to commit that you are going to talk to at least 2, maybe 3 people that you don't know, and they're there to meet people as well. So take the initiative, swap phone numbers. I know some people have made business cards with their phone number on it, and maybe some people get together for coffee. I think it's so important to connect in person, because the hogwashers want to separate us. So be connected with others. That's one of my 3 pillars: connection, education, and action. All right, the next one I would say is deepen your faith. My husband, Pastor David, and I, we're of the Christian faith. We have helped so many people of all faiths. We have helped Muslims and Buddhists and Taoists and atheists and natural living and all, agnostics, and all manner of individuals who have had an opportunity through all of this to really ask questions such as, what is life all about? Why am I here? Where am I going after I die? Why is there death? Is there a creator? And all of these questions are so important. So I would use this. I would live in liberty by taking the opportunity to dive into these questions, deepen your faith, maybe even begin your faith journey. This is a wonderful time to do so. All right. Another thing you can do in living in liberty is to tell others about the Healthy American. And I may have mentioned that earlier with sharing the videos and so forth, but so many of you, I appreciate what so many of you are doing, where you are printing out business cards from the website. I have them on the website under documents, and taking them around. I have heard from people, a Healthy American who said, I was on vacation in Utah getting my hair done at the hairdresser, and the hairdresser said to me, oh, you should watch these videos by Peggy Hall, the Healthy American. And my friend said, or Healthy American said, I already follow her stuff. So it is so much fun to do this. And I love going places. And I was thinking just the other day, I had gotten out of the water. I was just wearing a sundress like this. My hair's wet, no makeup, no nothing. And I'm walking into this health food store in a different city, not where I live. And I thought to myself, what a relief now that, kind of a couple of years have gone by and people are not really many people are not as engaged as they used to be, because I used to get a lot of people more frequently saying, hey, are you Peggy Hall? Are you doing the videos? And, thank you so much for standing up. And I thought just a few days ago, oh, it's so nice that I can be incognito, that I'm not recognized, that I can just walk into this health food store with no hat, no makeup, a baseball hat, just got out of the water, and I can be incognito. And I walk in and I asked one of the workers there, I said, can you show me where the enzymes are? And she said, why do you look like Peggy Hall? And I said, because I am Peggy Hall. So we shared a hug, and it's just wonderful. I love that. So thank you, everybody, for following the videos, sharing the videos, and telling others about living in liberty. It's the best way that we can do it is through our example. So the next thing I would recommend for living in liberty is to learn how to grow some food. You can grow food in your kitchen. You can get a plastic bucket and you can grow potatoes. You can grow herbs and things right on your windowsill. You can grow fruit in your kitchen, maybe not a tree, but you can grow a fruit tree on the patio in a container. So there are so many great websites about growing food. And stick with me, because many of you who participated in the off-grid bundle that I did several months ago, that's going to be coming up again in a few weeks. And this bundle is amazing. You're going to get my classes that normally sell for a couple $100, and you're going to get about 50 other programs from other healthy American freedom-loving people that are going to teach you about off-grid living, making your own energy, growing your own food, organic gardening, home birthing, homeschooling, and building things. So stay tuned if you want to learn how to do that. It's coming up. It's an incredible bargain. Everyone who participated in it said, Peggy, I cannot believe what a great wealth of information this was, and the value far exceeded the investment. So I'll tell you about that coming soon. Okay, the other thing you could do living in liberty is to consider adopting a pet. You know, you've seen my Teddy, you've seen my Elsie, you've heard about animals that have passed on before of mine. I am a huge advocate of animal welfare. If you cannot adopt a pet, please, please, please support a local animal shelter. I have dealt with the ASPCA and the Humane Society of the United States. They're kind of like the American Red Cross. They're extremely well funded. The money doesn't often go where you think it might be going. And so if you go to your local animal shelter where you can see with your own eyes the people that work there, how the animals are treated, ask them what they need. And again, if you don't have money, maybe you can read to the dogs. You could take a dog for a walk. You could foster an animal if you are short term. We have a lot of military people in the area where I live, and they may be deployed. So fostering an animal for a short period of time is a great way of doing it. Some animal shelters allow you to take an animal for a weekend, and it gets them out of the shelter, and so that they can adapt and not be so stressed. So please think about the animal care. This is something that the evildoers want to take from us. You've seen it already. I've seen it. They're already saying that, you know, cooties can be spread by the animals, and they want your animals to be tested, at least here in California, where they're cuckoo, California. And we have to stand up against this. So the animal shelters are really overburdened and understaffed. They have prevented a lot of volunteers from going to them in California. So whatever you can do with the animals, let's stand up for the animals as well. All right, so that's adopt the pet. I would like you, of course, to get your kids out of public school. And if you are not a parent, but you're a grandparent, I would love for you to encourage your grown children to watch my free videos about freedom learning. I also have a program which will be available as part of this off-grid bundle. So please don't buy it yet. You can get it at a greatly reduced cost in a few weeks. But I have some free videos on YouTube as well. And if you are a parent who is divorced and one parent wants your child to be in public school, or maybe even your kids want to be in public school, you still need to watch Freedom Learning so that you can incorporate these activities and outlook and approach in the afternoons, in the evenings, on the weekends. It's not all or nothing. You need to undo what the public schools are doing. All right. The next one I have is, we're getting right near the end. I don't know if I've done 31 or if I'll make it to 31, but here's what I want to say is I want to make sure that you are setting healthy boundaries, and that's what I'm doing. So I have my work schedule pretty much has been working about, you know, like 18 hours, at least 18 hours a day, and then sleeping a few hours here and there. I definitely did that in the early days. It was so critical and so crucial, and we were just getting things up and running, and there was so much need. There's still a great need, but more and more people are educated now about their rights and the laws that protect them. I have a whole body of videos now. When I first started, I had a couple, and now I have thousands of educational videos when you look at all of my platforms combined. So I have set healthy boundaries with my work. And as you've seen a couple of times with my videos, I do broadcast Monday through Friday, but sometimes I'm not on screen because I'm in a different area. And so I've set a healthy boundary for myself in terms of what topics I'm going to cover, how frequently I'm going to be broadcasting, how many broadcasts. I would love to be here 24/7. You know, this is my favorite thing to do. And also in my morning show that I used to do Monday through Friday, then it was Monday through Thursday, and now I'm doing it Mondays. So it's one morning a week, and I'll tell you about that as we close out because it's a very important action to take. And I'd like you to take a look at some healthy boundaries. Remember, you cannot control other people. You can only control yourself. And for many of us, it's difficult to control ourselves. You cannot control the school board. You certainly cannot control your kids, your spouse, your coworkers, your boss, the evildoers. You cannot control the outcome, but you can control how you think about it. You can control how you feel about it, and you can control the actions that you take. And the actions that you take have to do with boundaries. Let me give you a simple example. Let's say that you have a friend that is always, a spouse that is always running late, and you are saying, look, I want you to be ready 10 minutes earlier. You have a fight, you have an argument, you're running late. A healthy boundary would be to say, I'm leaving at 10 o'clock. And if you're ready, you can come with me. And then if they're not ready, you leave. You've already told them what you're going to do. There's no argument. There's no betrayal. There's no hardship. There might be friction from their end, but you say it very, very politely. I just want to let you know that I will be leaving at 10. And so if you're ready, you're welcome to come with me. I mean, it's very, very simple. And you tell them what you'll do, not what they're going to do. Let's say you have kids and you want them to put their dishes away in the dishwasher after they eat dinner, for example. This is just, just as a simple example. And instead of, getting angry and fussing, you can simply say, if your dish is not put away, I'm thinking off the top of my head now, if your dish is not put away in the dishwasher, you'll be eating off that same plate tomorrow. Okay, now y'all are going to be reporting me to the CPS. I'm just thinking off the top of my head of you saying what you'll do rather than what they are doing. Now you can tell them what your expectations are, all right? And same thing, you can say with a spouse or a loved one, I just want to let you know that if the conversation turns to gossip, I'm going to just leave the conversation, just to let you know, because I don't like to gossip. That's a healthy boundary. You say it politely, friendly, and if you find that you have a friend or you're in a group and people start to gossip, you just dismiss yourself. You politely leave because you told them you were going to do that. I have so many videos about setting healthy boundaries, and I go into great detail, and that is all on my second channel called Livingswell. Livingswell, that's on YouTube. That is Livingswell with Peggy Hall, and that we will be actually closing out as I am talking about that with these last couple of ideas here. So let me share my screen. This is it, Livingswell with Peggy Hall. Please hit that subscribe button and you can see the videos that I do there. They are all about uplifting. It's called Positive Encouragement for Vibrant Living. This was my business before I started The Healthy American. It still is my business. I do retreats and I do natural living products, and I have classes on quit fighting with food and simplify and declutter your life, life after loss, all these things. So please join me here. I've got lots of videos that will support you. That is Mondays at 11 a.m. Pacific. All right, set healthy boundaries. Here we go. I'd like you, and that ties into this one, to learn how to keep your head above the waves. And that's what I do 11 a.m. Mondays. Join us there. We have a very active chat in the mornings. If you can't make it at that time, because I know if you live on the East Coast, then that is not a morning time for you any longer. You can watch it as a replay. And I give all of my tips and tools and resources and remedies to help you keep your head above the waves. And that ties in with my next point, which is don't let the tyrant steal your joy. You have got to find enjoyment in life, even in the hardships. Today's my birthday. I am recording. I'm recording in advance for you, airing it as a premiere live stream, and I'm going to have some fun. I'm going to the beach with my husband. We're going to go out to lunch. I'm going to meet with some friends this evening. In fact, I'm going to extend the birthday celebration over the next several days, and that's going to culminate with our beach church on Sunday. And I remember in the early days when my husband said, let's go for a trip to Big Bear. Big Bear is a vacation destination for those that live in anywhere in California, and it's a lovely little mountain town. And I said, this was in the thick of things, like in May of 2020. And I said, are you kidding? How can I go on vacation? The sky is falling, life is falling apart. The world is coming to an end. I don't want to be harassed in a gas station filling up for gas. I don't want to be harassed of renting a place. I don't want to go on vacation. And he said, sweetheart, that's exactly what the evildoers want you to say. They want to prevent you from living. They want to steal your joy. And I said, wow, you're exactly right. And guess what? We went to Big Bear. We had a wonderful time. We were the only free breathers in Stater Brothers grocery store, but they did not require it. Well, who knows what they required? We don't participate. And we had our little cabin and we went hiking and we lived in liberty. So don't let the tyrant steal your joy. Let me know in a comment below what you do that is joyful, that brings you happiness, that has nothing to do with these evildoers. I want you to make a list like I did of everything that you can do in your life that is untouched by the evildoers. I have a video about that on my Livingswell channel, and I made a list of all of the things like playing the piano, preparing a nice meal for friends, cuddling with my pets, going for a walk. Praying is one thing that they can never take from you, and that is also on my list. Praying, let's see, I had don't let the tyrants steal your joy. Set the healthy boundaries. Keep your head above the waves by tuning in Monday mornings with me, and I'm going to leave on prayer. Prayer is very powerful. I came across this little notepad, post-it note that this must have been in my college years or something, and I had written down some of my favorite Bible verses, and this one says, I mentioned Psalm 16:11, you will show me the path of life, fullness of joys in your presence. I love that. And then Psalm 18, I love you, O Lord, my strength. O Lord, my rock, my fortress, my deliverer. My God, my rock of refuge, my shield, the horn of my salvation, my stronghold. Praised be the Lord, I exclaim, and I am safe from my enemies. Friends, prayer is powerful. I encourage you to pray in a way that makes sense for you. God will show you, and you can reach out to him. I also came across another note that I wrote. I don't have it here, but I just came across it, and it was a note in my journal that said, I don't necessarily want things to go smoothly. What I want is to be able to handle whatever comes up. So just like this boat, you're going to have the stormy seas, you're going to have the smooth sailing, you're going to have the doldrums, you're going to have the wind where the wind's at your sails. It all is a part of life. I'm so grateful that you're on this journey with me, friends. Thank you for this extraordinarily long video today, but I wanted to cover 31. Did I reach 31? Did I exceed 31? Let me know if you counted them up in a comment below. I'm so grateful for you, and I will be back with you tomorrow with more Peggy to the Rescue breaking news. Thank you, everyone, for your birthday wishes. A happy birthday to all of you, and I know it's been a little unusual celebrating our birthdays during these stormy seas. But when we focus on the positive, when we stand on our faith, when we live in truth, when we live in liberty, no tyrants can ever steal our joy. Thank you, everybody. God bless, and I'll see you in the very next broadcast.